Hey guys, this is Itzel,
And this is Sarah.
and today we're going to be teaching you about the person environment occupation model, more commonly known as the PEO model. Make sure to like and subscribe. Just kidding.
Sorry, Gina. The PEO model was first published in the Canadian Journal of Occupational Therapy in 1996 by Mary Law, Barbara Cooper, Susan Strong, Deborah Stewart, Patty Rigby, and Lori Letts, all occupational therapists based out of Ontario, Canada.
This model was developed to address a lack of guidance on how person-environment interactions could be applied. The PEO model focuses on how the person, environment, and occupation interact to influence occupational performance. This relationship is dynamic over time.
The first core component of the PEO model is the person. The PEO model views the person holistically, meaning that therapists should be attentive to the mind, body, and spirit. It also takes into account values and interests, skills and abilities, and life experiences.
Values and interests include what is important and meaningful to each individual. Skills and abilities can be broken down into cognitive, social, emotional, and sensory motor domains. Life experiences consist of an individual's history and their personal narrative.
The first environmental context considered in the PEO model is cultural. The cultural context consists of customs, beliefs, and norms of the society in which one lives. The second environmental context is social. This is an individual's relationship and interactions with other people.
The next environmental context in the PEO model is physical. The physical environment includes natural and man-made structures around someone. The final environmental context is institutional or organizational, which includes larger economic and political systems.
Occupations are the third core component of the PEO model. Occupations can include self-care tasks such as ADLs and IADLs. They can also be activities such as work, volunteering, and leisure. Occupations are essential for a person's well-being and quality of life.
Occupational performance is how effective a person is at accomplishing what is important to them. In the PEO model, occupational performance is defined as the intersection of the three core components of the model: the person, the environment, and the occupation.
Occupational performance is dynamic. As the photo shows, the intersection of the person, environment, and occupation changes over time, so that sometimes the factors overlap more than they do at other times. The larger the interaction means that there is a greater goodness of fit of the three core components, leading to greater occupational performance.
To demonstrate the goodness of fit of the core components of the PEO model, consider Jennifer. As a person, Jennifer is a 45-year-old doctor that graduated from KUMC. Her environment is the KUMC oncology unit with other healthcare providers and her patients. Her occupation is being a healthcare provider. The overlap of these provides her with a balanced occupational performance.
Unfortunately, Jennifer contracted COVID-19. This impacted her personal context. Contracting COVID-19 has prevented Jennifer from interacting with her environment and occupation as usual, which restricts her occupational performance.
The assumptions of the PEO model are that the individual and environment are always changing and interacting across time and space, that each of the core concepts can be either a support or a barrier to occupational performance, and that the environment may be more able to change than other components.
The Canadian Occupational Performance Measure, or the COPM, was developed by the women shown here. It is an assessment that was designed to coincide with the core concepts of the PEO model. This assessment can be used in many different settings with many different clients.
The COPM specifically addresses the person context of the PEO model. This assessment emphasizes each client's values and self-perceptions about their occupational performance. Because the COPM evaluates self-perceptions rather than actual performance, it is person-based.
To help apply these concepts to practice, we will look at interventions based on the PEO model. The scenario we are considering is us, Itzel and Sarah, as students attempting to learn in a virtual environment, but struggling with getting overwhelmed, staying engaged, and not getting distracted.
The first intervention strategy is changing the person. To help us increase our occupational performance, an OT could change the person by teaching us skills and abilities that would help us to maintain occupational balance between school and leisure activities.
The second intervention strategy is changing the person. To increase occupational performance in this way, an OT might encourage us to do schoolwork in different settings, like a coffee shop, or to alter our apartment environment by opening windows to keep us alert and engaged.
The final intervention strategy is changing the occupation. Interventions that would alter the schoolwork occupation and that would increase occupational performance might include coordinating with professors to make coursework more interactive between students and less lecture-based.
To review, interventions based on the PEO model can be directed at each of the core components individually. So interventions can work to change the person, the environment, or the occupation. Changes in each of these domains can impact an individual's occupational performance.